I want to know, according to you, who is the most important leader for us at the moment?
It's got to be Donald Trump, doesn't it?
Surely.
No. The longer answer of the is as we experience this thing called the global pandemic, and as it was unfolding, one of the things that I noticed was that people were they were waiting on the government to tell them what to do, as if the government was going to lead them through this. And I want to say, I think our Australian government's done probably one of the best. It's got to be a toss-up between Australia and New Zealand.
Yes.
As to whose government has just done a spectacular job with this. But even if Scott Morrison and co and his team were screwing this up incredibly, they still wouldn't be the most important leaders in this. The people who are going to actually dictate and determine how I experience this is me. No one else is in charge of how I lead myself through this. No one else is going to have a bigger impact. You see, even one of the big questions that people were asking was, when do I pull my kids out of school? I heard that said so many times. When are we supposed to pull our kids out of school? And I kept saying to parents, you can do it whenever you want. Like, my kids have never gone to school because we homeschool. Like, you're allowed to homeschool whenever you want. The government doesn't have to tell you when you can and when you can't. And people looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, no, you are in charge of when your kids go to that school. It makes no difference. Like, you are the one who's, and so my answer to that is essentially the most important person, the most important leader in this whole situation is you, Karen. Whoever you are at home, you are the most important person leading yourself through this. And the person who's having the biggest impact on you throughout this is actually you. It's not the government policy. It's not your boss at work. It's not their travel policy, whatever. It's you. There's one of my favorite people in all this planet is now dead, but his name was Marcus Aurelius, and he was a disciple of a guy called Epictetus, and those guys were Stoic philosophers. And Epictetus had this quote. He says, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that you are complicit in the provocation."
Yeah.
And the whole point of that is that no one can provoke you unless you want to be provoked.
Yes.
And so no one can make you experience something any particular way. You get to choose how you experience that.